how to set up your EV when you're going away on holiday for some weeks. So when you go away on holiday, what are you going to do with your EV? So it really depends upon how long you're going away for. So let's look at a trip lasting weeks or longer. If it's just over a weekend, it's probably not so important, but you've got to look after your state of charge in the battery. So let's look at taking it to the airport. You get there with a good state of charge and you go away for 4 weeks. You'll come back and the car will need charging because it will be quite low and you might not get home. So what do you need to do? If you're at an airport and you're leaving it there parked, maybe you can plug it in. Some places I do know have got a small 10 amp plug that you can leave it plugged into. At Perth Airport, at the domestic security parking, they will plug it in and keep it there for you, so it's on all the time, which is good. But if you can find that, great. If not, you've got to be careful because your car will gradually use up that battery. So with a Tesla, turn Sentry mode off. Sentry mode will use between 200 and 300 watts every hour. That could be 5 or 6 kilowatts a day. Once it gets down from wherever you were down to 20%, the Sentry mode does cut off. So that's okay. But then you're at 20%. And depending on how much longer you're away, it will trickle down a little bit. It won't lose a lot because it will go to sleep. And when I say it's going to sleep, you need to also make sure that any apps you're using that will access your car don't, because it will wake the car up and then it will use a bit more power. And if they're polling the car, as it's called, on a regular basis, it will keep waking up the car and discharging the battery. And that can be a problem for when you return. So cut out all apps, turn off Sentry mode if you've got a Tesla, and hopefully after a few weeks it will still be at a reasonable state of charge for you to get out of the airport and get home or get somewhere to get it charged. So you might be leaving your EV parked in your garage. Well, the best thing to do is to leave it plugged in. It doesn't matter if it's plugged into the wall charger that you've got or a 10 amp or 15 amp socket. Just leave it plugged in. That's the most important thing. You set the level of charge to be between 50% and 90%, somewhere in that region. It doesn't really matter what, providing it's in that 50 to 90%. Leave it plugged in and it will then maintain that state of charge. Because if you've got to leave Sentry mode in because it's only in a carport, so you've got to leave Sentry mode on, it will use the power from the socket, not from the battery. So leave it plugged in. So this gradual decline of the battery state of charge when it's left is called vampire drain. Because the vehicle needs to keep some systems running. So as I said, if you're using third-party software, it will access the vehicle, poll it, wake it up. It will then continue to do the vampire drain. The Sentry mode on Teslas will vampire drain a lot. So turn off Sentry mode, stop all apps accessing it, leave it plugged in if you can, and she'll be good when you get back. So here's what I do when I'm going away. I leave my EV, which is a Tesla Model 3, in my garage, plugged into my wall charger. I have Sentry mode switched off at home because I've got a garage and it's locked, so it's usually quite safe. And then I'll take an Uber to the airport. $75 each way trip. My holidays are usually long, like 4 to 6 weeks I'm away. So I can maintain that state of charge in the EV, my Tesla at home. It keeps the 12-volt battery happy, because that can cause problems in an EV if that deteriorates. And it's the lithium ion battery that maintains the health of the 12-volt battery. So if your state of charge drops down below 20%, it's not doing much to keep your 12-volt battery good. So that's just a couple of quick ideas on what to do if you go away on holiday. Leave your EV plugged in if you can, turn off Sentry mode, stop all apps accessing your car, and it should be good. Different models, different rates of slow discharge, that vampire drain. You'll need to find out what it is for your car by just leaving it plugged in for a few days and seeing what it drops down to. It's usually not a lot, but if you go away for a long time, a little bit every day soon adds up. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, please like and subscribe. It helps other people find these videos. And my primary goal here is to help educate and inform in the electric vehicle world, amongst others. So thanks very much.